just a couple of weeks ago in the Star Ledger was an interesting human interest story about one of the parish priests from St. Mary's Church, which was my alma mater. I went to high school there, and we won't say how long ago. But I was pleased to ask him to join us on the show to talk about some of his efforts in helping the people of his native country, as well as his efforts here in St. Mary's of the Assumption Parish. I'm pleased to be joined by the Reverend Esterminio Chica. Father Esterminio, welcome.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
I saw your article in the Star Ledger. We met about a year or two ago when the El Salvadoran consulate first came to the city.
That's right.
Which is our only consulate, and the first time a consulate opened up here in the city, and you were there to bless it.
Yes, it was last year actually, and they're doing a great job. You know, we're working.
Well, they're helping facilitate and assimilating El Salvadorans into the community, which
definitely.
is a great thing.
Yep.
And making sure they're still in touch with their homeland.
Yep.
Now, tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all, Father.
Well, I'm originally from El Salvador. I came in 1988 to the United States as an immigrant. You know, as you read in the paper, as an illegal immigrant. I worked for about 7 years at a restaurant, washing dishes, passing tables, cooking. And then I moved there to a warehouse that shipped clothes, women's clothes, to Kmart, Sears, all over the country. And then from there I jumped to the seminary.
When did you get the calling to go to the seminary?
While I was going to high school during the night, Hudson Vocational School in North Bergen, a friend of mine invited me back to church, and there I had a great discovery or an experience of God, I will say, and an experience of the church, and an experience of people doing great things for others. And I said, I want to do this.
Now, your English is very good, Father. Did you have any knowledge of English when you came here in 1988?
No, the only thing I knew was all the F words and all the bad words in English. That didn't get me anywhere, so I had to learn some more civilized English before I could move around.
So you knew all the bad words,
yes,
though?
A guy who had been here in the States, as we were crossing the border, was teaching me all the bad language in English, and I was teaching, well, he knew all the Spanish already, but then I had to learn some good words to move around, and I went twice, 2 hours a day just for English while I was working. That's how I picked it up a little, and then I went to a more structured type of education and so on, and then I learned the good words after that.
Now, Father, you left El Salvador because of the war between the rebels and the government.
Exactly.
And what was your experience like growing up in a war-torn country at that time?
Definitely despair, fear, of not knowing what's going to happen to your siblings or your uncles or your dad, especially when the death squad will going on during the night, taking people out. And then you will find them dead, you know, within a week or something, or you will never find them. And then the guerrillas and the army will get into fights, you know, so often, you know, the whole confrontation, and then planes flying over you, dropping bombs here and there, and 500-pound bombs all over the places. So we had to flee, as I said in the newspaper article, to the border of Honduras. We left to live there, and we left one family who didn't come with us, the one we lost in the massacre at the village where I was born, where 1,200 people got killed. So I'm a survivor.
Did your family get out?
Yes, we were three families.
Three families.
And one stayed. So that's the one we lost. We have two orphans from that family. One lives in Fort Lee, and the other one lives in Maryland. And
are you in touch with them?
Oh, yeah. My cousin here, he has 6 children, 4 that are his, and 2 Afro-Americans that he has adopted only a couple of years ago. And then my cousin, she has 2 daughters.
Now, you came to this country illegally, according to the article.
Yes, the unconventional way, yeah.
The unconventional way.
Yeah.
Or the conventional way for a lot of people.
Yes, for a lot of us.
What made you come? I mean,
I think we do what any normal human being will do in times of war, when you have no hope for your family, or especially in my case, I was 15 years old, and the army was taking you by force to fight with the guerrillas. They will train you for a month, and they send you into the woods. It was for sure that you were probably going to step on a mine or get killed by the guerrillas. So my mom came first illegally. She broke the Guinness record, I think. She came over in 6 days. I don't know how she did it. And then a year later, she brought me over to the States just because of that. And by that time, we were still refugees. You know, we were living with somebody who had given us a room to stay with them, and while we kind of save money to build our own house after 6 years of
Now, is your mother in this country?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's in the country.
She's in this area, or
She lives in Cliffside Park.
Cliffside Park?
Great little town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how did you, when you get over to the country, this is a big country, as you know.
It is.
How did you wind up deciding to come to Elizabeth?
Well, my uncle Jose, the one that they mentioned in the article, he arrived in Cliffside Park. And where Uncle Jose arrives is where everybody arrives. You know how it is. You know, where the first Irish arrive, everybody arrives to that specific. So my whole family lives in Cliffside Park. We will never move from there. We just love the little town.
You love that, yeah.
We love the people there. It's a great little town. And then Elizabeth, the bishop, Bishop Myers, assigned me here in Elizabeth. You know. And,
Now, Father, did you go strictly from entering the country to New Jersey, or
Yeah.
you did?
Yeah.
Because of Uncle Jose.
yeah, yeah. He
So
was waiting for me at Newark Airport.
How did you? Oh, you flew.
We flew, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. You're illegal aliens, and you're able to fly into Newark.
You know, you have to do what you got to do. What you got to do, they say, right?
Right.
So yeah, I flew. It was easy. And
From where? From Texas or
Los Angeles.
From Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, because that's been long.
We flew, we walked, we traveled under the bus compartment. We did all kinds of stuff. The tunnels from Tijuana to San Diego. All of those things, you know, there's still people doing it, just escaping poverty mostly, or violence.
Now,
you know?
you arrived here and then you were bussing tables and you were doing things. What motivated you to get an education here in this country?
I met a gentleman who used to come to the diner every Saturday night, Mr. Joseph Penepento. He was like a school counselor, I think. I don't remember what he was. And he said, "You look very young. Do you go to school?" I said, "No, I have no legal papers to go to school." He said, "Come to my office. I will enroll you for the high school program." By this time, I was probably 18, and I hadn't finished 6th grade yet in my own country.
So you had a difficult time?
I did at the beginning. I failed my first course in English, and then I kind of picked it up. And
I probably did too, by the way.
Yeah.
This is a tough language.
you know, and but in '95 I graduated from high school. Then I continued to Bergen Community College, and then I transferred to Seton Hall University. Finished my bachelor's and then my master's.
When were you ordained, Father?
Last year.
Last year. So you were ordained a year.
I just came out of the factory.
Out of the factory,
Yeah.
you call it.
Yeah.
And you went to Seton Hall? Is that where the
Seton
seminary
Hall
was?
University, yeah.
Yeah. And what was your experience like there, being a religious
It was
institution?
wonderful. It was a wonderful experience. I was at St. Andrews, the college seminary. You know, the ones like when you go straight from high school to St. Andrews 4 years of college. The seminarians were really supported of my efforts to try to learn the language, studying philosophy, theology, and they will tutor me. They will proofread my papers and before I hand them in, and I had to go for extra classes just to improve my language.